Hey guys, what is going on? It's Thompson, or Mania 11, and I'm here bringing you this second session of our Pokemon Showdown round session things, whatever you want to call them. And I know that I said in the last video that I did want to make these interactive and have some input from you guys, but when this video is actually going up, I'm actually away in Fiji on a family holiday, so I actually need to pre-record this, so if you guys did leave any suggestions, I wasn't able to incorporate them into this video, unfortunately. But anyway, we are going to go ahead and get right into today's video. The team and tier that I wanted to do was NU, just because it's something that I haven't really played that often. I was, like, back when Fletchinder and stuff was still allowed in the tier, I did play it a bit around then, but I haven't really been into it for a while since then, so I'll go ahead and have a look at the team. The team I wanted to focus around was around Choice Banded Bunnelby. Bunnelby, I don't know how you pronounce it. But anyway, having a look at it, I decided to base it around Bunnelby. Like I said, unfortunately it doesn't get knockoff like its evolution Diggersby though does. But it's still incredibly powerful. I mean, with Adamant and huge power, doubling its base attack, it actually reaches more than Adamant for Alligator, which is like base 105 attack or something. So it's a serious threat to be contended with, and I basically just use it as a revenge killer with quick attack, because it is able to, obviously with a priority, outspeed and kill off a lot of threats in NU. And like I believe it does something like 90, max damage is like 92% to a Mega Beedrill, so Beedrill only needs to take some prior damage before Bunnelby does knock it out. So that is Biggersby though. Quick attack, frustration as its main stabs. Earthquake in case of any steals, and U-turn just to get out of there if I need to. With the investment, I kind of just went max attack, max speed. And with base 57 max speed, I am able to outspeed some base 60s that don't invest in speed, so that's Bunnelby. And then pairing up with that, I have a dual normal bunny core with Twerking Hard, my Mega Lopunny. And Mega Lopunny is a major threat in the NU tier at the moment. Of course, one of the Megas that was just dropped in, and everyone's like, whoa, calm down, this thing's too strong. I'm actually running a substitute one instead of chucking Fake Out on it, just so that I can take on some other threats that might want to status me, like Wheezing or whatever. I'm able to set up a sub, and then just go full return, avoiding the Will-O-Wisp or whatever. So not really much to say about this, just high jump kick and return for main stabs, and then Ice Punch for a bit of coverage, even though that's really good coverage on its own, just allows me to hit some things a bit harder. Next up we have Swagalge, our Dragalge. Of course, getting adaptability this generation with ORAS. Seriously, if you're playing in NU and you haven't run this, then you've been doing it wrong, in my opinion, just from the battles that I've had so far. It's so ridiculously overpowered. I'm running Choice Specs Modest just to boost it even more. And seriously, nothing like switching into this. It's ridiculous. I think it's getting banned pretty soon, so if you do want to use it, jump on it now, because it might even be banned by the time that this video goes up. But anyway, that is Dragalge. Running Choice Specs adaptability just to get the most power out of its moves as it can. Draco Meteor and Dragon Pulse and Sludge Wave as the main stabs, getting the adaptability boost, of course. Draco Meteor nukes basically everything, but if I don't want the special attack drop, then I do click Dragon Pulse and it does seriously good damage as well. And then I just chuck Scald on as the last move because I didn't really know what I wanted to use on it. Could have gone with HP Fire because the set is walled very badly by things like Ferroseed, but I have other things on the team for that. And the EV spread that I'm running is just max special attack, pretty basic. Speed, I've got enough speed to outspeed base 50s like Ordino and stuff, just so that I can outspeed them and hit them up with a Sludge Wave before they do whatever the hell they want. And then the rest just dumped into HP just for a bit of bulk. Next up we have another one. We've got dual normal bunnies and dual poison types on this team. So We've got Smogons, the Wheezing, just defensive wall for like the Mega Lopunny and Mega Beedrill and anything else that's running around the tier. Pretty standard moveset and EV spread, just designed to take physical hits as well as it can. Will-O-Wisp, obviously getting the burn. Sludge Bomb, Pain Split, and Flamethrower. Not much to say about that. Next up we have my Nugs, just because the balls look like the nugget items in games. My Nugs, the Lantern. Just a mixed defensive Lantern here. Sort of got this spread off Smogon because I didn't really know what was the most common spread on this, and I wanted a kind of mixed defense wall. So it's just running Scold, Volt Switch, just to get a bit of switch initiative. Heal Bell, because I don't have any other healers on Clerics, on the team, and if either of my two physical attackers do get burnt, then that is a bit of an issue. And Thunder Wave, just to cripple some of the faster hitting Pokemon in the tier, because basically my Lopunny is the only thing that can outspeed like even base 90s and whatever. So that's Lantern, and then finally up we have a bit of hazard support. Well, not really support, but just deterring hazards. Exactly the Xatu. Thunder Wave, Roost, Psyshock, U-Turn, just to get a bit of initiative with the Lantern. And running a special defensive spread on this with the Rocky Helmet, just to deter any physical attackers as well. I'm kind of still learning how to use this, because yes, it does deflect hazards away, but if they predict that and go for a different move, which most hazard users are like Rock, and Xatu doesn't really like switching into Rock type moves. But anyway, that is the team. I did ladder us up to over 1200, so we should be getting some good battles. We'll go ahead and have a look for this. Not as many people online now as there was before, but we did get our first battle here, and this man is running what I would assume to be a Mega Steelix or something. Good luck, have fun, you too. But what do I feel like leading off with? Jinx is going to be able to put something to sleep if I'm not careful. Otherwise, Throw could be an issue if... probably not. No, Throw won't be that big of a deal. But otherwise, I think we will be able to lead off with our Twerking Hard. And Mega Steelix leading out first, probably going to go for the Stealth Rock, which means we will take this opportunity just to switch into our Xatu, just to Magic Bounce those away in case he does want to do that. That's one of the things about not running Fake Out on Mega Lopunny. We aren't able to get the first turn Mega guaranteed off, but we did reflect the Stealth Rocks over to my opposition's team. And then on this turn, I think we'll just go for the U-turn, because we'll outspeed Steelix if he wants to stay in. But if he does want to switch out, then we'll get switch initiative, obviously. So we'll just see what this guy's going to go for. There we go. Doing absolutely nothing to the Mega Steelix. And what do we want to go out into? We'll go out into my Nugs, just because we can hit it up with the Scald, and we resist that. So nice switch there into our Lantern, and we'll just go ahead and go for the Scald. He makes a nice switch into Jinx. And what's he likely to want to go for? Probably won't go for the Ice-type move. I'm predicting the Lovely Kiss or whatever, Sleep move. No, he does decide to just go for the Psychic. So, definitely going to be going for the Ice-type move this turn, though. He goes into his own Steelix as we switch back out into our Lantern. So, knowing that he switched out into what's named before, we are pretty safe to go for the Scald, and we get the first turn burn. Bit unfortunate for my opponent, but he is going to be able to get the Stealth Rocks up. Stealth Rocks aren't that big of a deal for our team, just because Xatu is the only one that is hit super effectively, but the damage racking up does get a bit annoying. So we'll go ahead and go for the Scald once again, and Earthquake with that burn, not doing a hell of a lot of damage there, and at this point, is he just going to sack it off? Yeah, he is going to sack it off. So we did lose a bit of extra HP there with the Earthquake and the Misdirection with the Volt Switch, but anyway, there's not a hell of a lot we can do about that. It's kind of predicting either the Vileplume or the Jinx to come in, but that obviously didn't work out. So now he is going to be free to just go into the throw. We should be able to outspeed this. There we go. Get the Volt Switch off and go into our Smogons, our Weezing, and he decides to go for the knockoff, getting rid of our Black Sludge. That is a bit annoying. And let's see. So there wasn't any mold or anything with the Mold Breaker. So I'm assuming that this will be a Guts throw. We won't go for the Will-O-Wisp. Obviously, we don't want that boost. And he decides to go for the Bulk Up. Right. Okay. Could be a bit of an issue. Slowly bringing it down here. Gets a crit with the Ice Punch there. We will be able to get our health back with the Pain Split though. Doing decentish damage at the same time. So it's down to just over half. And Sludge Bomb's still doing 15 and it got the poison. So it will be whittled down even more with that poison now, but unfortunately he does also have the Guts boost, so this will be doing a shit ton of damage to us. Ice Punch almost, 44% against a max defense Weezing. That's absolutely insane, but we are able to take out the throw with our Weezing still intact, so going fairly well in this battle so far. In comes the Jinx. That's 317 speed. We do outspeed it with our Lopunny. And if it did have Sash, then it's obviously broken now. So I think we can just go safely for whatever move. We can just sack that off. I guess we could have used it for the Golurk, but it's not that big of a deal in the long run, I don't think. Anyway, here we can just go for the, nothing really wants to take a return, so I'll just go straight for that. In comes Vileplume. This probably is one of his defensive walls, and that does a shit ton of damage to that. 44% to a defensive Vileplume, I assume. They're usually defensive. But anyway, we can just set up a sub here as he goes for the Synthesis. Returns what? Base 150, and that's 150 as well. We'll just go for the return. See how much that does. Still doing a decent amount of damage there. 43% against defensive Vileplume. Holy shit. So, now what? What's Vileplume's base defense? Not base defense, base speed. Data Vileplume. It's got base 50 speed, so if it doesn't have any investment, we will be able to outspeed it with our Dragalge, and we should be able to eat up, there we go, eating up that Giga Drain like it's nothing at all. And then what? We'll just hit it up with the Dragon Pulse. Sure, we could go for the Sludge Wave, but if he does switch into the what's this thing? Golurk, then it would be able to eat it up. And in come Jinx. So this thing will obviously be going for what I would assume to be an Ice-type move, or Psychic. Could go for either and do serious damage to our team. Frost Breath, getting a crit, doesn't really matter, because it does crit every turn anyway. We'll be able to take out our Lantern there. But this is now just another free opportunity for us to bring in our Lopunny. And I don't know, is it Choice Scarfed? I don't know. The way that it's been playing it might suggest. So there we go, it is Choice Scarf. Not quite able to knock us out though, so Mega Lopunny putting in quite the bit of work at the moment. He brings in the Samurott. Do we need this? Yes, we will probably need this for the Golurk. So I'll go into our Xatu, sort of sacking this off. Hopefully he doesn't go for sub or anything. Going for the Aqua Jet. Not bad. Getting the Rocky Helmet and Life Orb damage off on the Samurott. So That's very useful, and we'll just go for the roost, as it turns out that it's a mixed samurai. Okay, not bad. Ice Beam probably won't be able to take us out from there. Dragalge does have a really good base special defense, sorry. Unless he gets a crit. Alright. And of course this can't switch in, I just realised, because of the stealth rocks. And that won't be able to take that out. So, looks like that crit paid off for my opponent, and actually we should have kept that around so that we could switch out to this, click on the quick attack, and then, yeah. So that was an unfortunate loss in that battle. Stupid crit against the Dragalge probably cost us the game, and we aren't able to take it out from there, and that will be our first game. GG, even though it probably wasn't because of that crit, but anyway, that's the way things go. We'll go ahead and get on with our second battle, see who we can find for our second battle. Did lose a bit of points there, but it shouldn't be that much of a deal. I mean, like, I'm really enjoying playing this tier. This man's bringing himself a Mega Beedrill, I would assume. There's only... There we go. So it's got the double bug core with the Rapid Spinner and Magic Band. So he definitely is not wanting to have Stealth Rocks up on his side of the field. But what is he likely to lead off with? I'm thinking maybe Probopass. So I guess we should be pretty good to just go into our Mega Lopunny and what? Click return? I guess we're going to click return and see what he wants to do. So we are going to be able to outspeed it and take it out first turn. So, see, this person knows the power of Bunnelby. How do you spell threat? Threat. There we go. The threat is real. So he decides to bring in the Zarshu now. Probably going to be heading up the... Definitely going to be going for a Psychic type move here. So I guess we can just go into our own Zarshu. And there we go. Able to eat that up very nicely there. As this turn... What? Probably going to go for a U-turn. So he is able to outspeed us, which means we will get the switch initiative here. As he goes out into his Probopass, we will be able to go into our Twerking Hard, set up a sub, I'd say, and then hit it up with the high jump kick or whatever next turn. As he switches out into Zarshu, no, not a big deal for us. We will hit it with the return, doing a lot of damage there with the crit. Turns out he does have the Rocky Helmet, like what we're running. They're both base 150. I think we checked that before. And return not quite able to knock it out. And so he's just going to try and roost stall us here. I guess we'll just go out into our own Zarshu and see what we can do. As is back up to full with the roost. So I guess this turn we're just going to go for our own roost, just to see what he wants to do. As we'll click Psyshock, see how much that does. Not doing a hell of a lot, but anyway. Now we should... He must be running speed, because he's moving for us on every turn, so... A lot of damage off on our Zarshu now. And what should we go into? We'll just go into our Lantern. It is mixed defense, like I said, so he should be able to take whatever he wants to go for. Going for the U-turn. We did click Volt Switch, so we will be able to get the switch initiative on this Cryogonal. As this turn we can go into our Lopunny and what? Just click return. Because even if he wants to go out into Zarshu, that will still be a 2-hit KO. And Rocky Helmet really putting in the work against us, and we are able to take the Lopunny out with 2 returns there. So he decides to bring in the Electabuzz now. Judging by his team, this is probably his choice Scarfer, I'd say. May even be choice Specs, but there we go. So we are able to eat up that Psychic, because it's non-stab, and then we can just hit it up with a Scald on this turn, I'd say. Well, there we go. They decide to just forfeit, and that's what, our second battle, and I guess we'll go for our third. See if we can get 2 for 3 in this session, as this man is bringing the power, known as Adaptability Dragalge, with the Mega Beedrill as well, so this is a very threatening team against Dildo Delivery. Alright, GL. There we go, see if they decide to respond. But I think we should be pretty safe just leading off with our Mega Lopunny once again. We'll Mega and just click Return, as this man is going to go for the Protect. Oh well, not like we went for the high jump kick or anything. And this is probably max speed Beedrill, because that's what they tend to run. So we'll just go for the Substitute, as that does a shit ton of damage with the U-turn, as he decides to go out into the Sand Slash. Okay. So, return, will this be a 2-hit KO? No, not even close, holy shit. As we will be able to go for the return once again, bring it down to a point where we will... No, we won't be able to knock it out on the next turn with the return, and we probably want to keep this around just in general, I think. I'm thinking. So we'll go out into our Wheezing on the Earthquake, so not bad. Not bad at all. As he's probably going to go out into the Mesprit. No, he goes out into Dragalge. Rightio. So if this is not a Specs Dragalge, I believe that Lantern can take a Draco Meteor from it. No, apparently it just dies. So there goes that. We will be free to now bring in Mega Lopunny once again and hit it up with the return, not quite taking it out. I was expecting him to switch there, but apparently not. And unless it's got Healing Wish Mesprit, then this thing is not coming back in. Because it will die off to the burn. As... what's he going to bring in? Probably the Mesprit on this turn, I'd say. So, no, he's just leaving that in to die. As this turn, what can we bring in? We'll bring in our Smogons, probably baiting him to now bring in the Mesprit. Unless it's physical, we probably will be clean knocked out by that. No, he brings in the Typhlosion. Dragalge does resist that, so we will be free to bring that in on whatever hit he decides to go for. And apparently that was a misclick on his behalf. Going for the Eruption there. And now what? Probably Dragon Pulse is just our safest move, as he does switch out into the Hariyama. It's probably an Assault Vest Hariyama, and even without that crit there, that would have been a 2-hit KO, as he just decides to go for the Bullet Punch and take us out. Well, attempt to take us out, as we end up knocking him out, and in comes Beedrill. What is this one going to want to go for? We'll just go into our Exactly, I guess, because even if it does knock us out with the Drill Run or whatever, it will put us in a position where Biggersby can revenge kill it with the Quick Attack. So he does end up going for the U-turn, down to 84%. So we need to keep Diggersby around for that thing. He brings in Mesprit. Right. Not a good position now that we did lose that. Probably really bad play up against this Mesprit. What do we want to go into? Go into Biggersby. Hopefully this won't knock us out in one hit. Go for the U-turn. And this is a choice banded adamant U-turn. And we outspeed it. Why the hell do we outspeed it? This Mesperit's got what? Base 80 speed or something? So it goes for the Psyshock. That's very strange. I wouldn't have expected us to outspeed that. As this turn, what? We'll go for Sludge Bomb. So we lose our Wheezing. I'm hoping that wasn't a misplay on our behalf. So U-turn did 75. Quick attacks, so that was 70 with super effective, which is what? 140. Quick attack is 40, and yeah, that's not going to be able to knock it out. So we will just need to go for the U-turn here. He brings in Sand Slash. We have to bring in Dragalge. Not looking very good this battle, just because of the amount of things that we lost early on. As what? Nothing wants to come in and take a Dragon Pulse. He outspeeds us, and that will mean that we probably lost this game, unfortunately. So, like I said, this isn't the best team. This is more just a gimmick of me wanting to try out Choice Banded Bunnelby. But unfortunately, we lost 2 battles here. Had a lot better ratio when I was just getting us up on the ladder. But unfortunately, that is the way that things are going to need to go. So, well, GG that man. So it was a good battle. Not a lot of hacks, but unfortunately we lost 2 out of 3 for that session. So if you guys did enjoy this video, like I said, I am uploading it. Like, I am recording it before I upload it because I am on holidays. Make sure you leave a like and leave a comment for suggestions for the next battle, because I'll be going back to this and the previous video to get your suggestions for what you want for the next Pokemon Showdown sessions. I hope you guys did all enjoy it, me playing around with the dual bunny core. And if you did all enjoy, make sure you leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel to see more. And I hope to see you guys all later with the next video. So I'll see you then. Goodbye.